Then thank you very much for having me on your show. The point here is, look, we are the oldest living and surviving civilization on planet Earth. So we have been there for more than 24,000 years, which is now scientifically proven. Because if you look at the various excavations which happened in the world, if you go back to radiocarbon dating, that is now it is scientifically proven. Now look at Varanasi, 3,500 years of written history, so undocumented history. So Hinduism is a civilization. Hinduism, if you look at all the teachings of Hinduism, right, it is talked about Manav. The word Hindu to tha hi nahi gayi. It was addressing to the Manav. When Hinduism, when the Vedas and all were, give passed on from generation to generation, there was no other faith. There was only one faith, that was Hinduism. So Hinduism is an earth religion. All the Abrahamic faiths can be I can safely say they are man religions, because you can trace them to individuals, which is Prophet Muhammad or the Jesus Christ. So being an earth religion, you don't need anybody's endorsement. You don't need anybody to tell you what you are to. You, as you are good, you are evolved, you are adaptive. That is why you have survived for 24,000 years. Which other religion, which other civilization survived so long and still has its roots strong and rock solid in on planet Earth? Now tell me, after 1,000 years of Islamic invasion, we are still there. It took Lebanon 40 years, Egypt 22 years, and one more country, I can't remember that name, 30, 40 years to convert. But here, after 1,000 years of Islamic invasion, again, the roots did not convert. So there is something which is inherently good in the religion. Now, coming back to the very pertinent question, now, India, with 85% of the Hindu population, what Paul Saab rightly said, by default is a Hindu nation, though the constitution is secular. But on the ground, we are a Hindu nation. It's a Hindu country. Nobody can deny it. So there is no need to kind of somebody to, be the cheerleader and say, okay, let's do this, let's do this. But at the same time, I want to make 2, 3 quick points here. Look, there are 56 Islamic countries in the world. There are 13 Christian countries in the world. Now, in those Islamic countries, other religions also live. In these, let's say UK is a Christian country, America is a Christian country, Hindus live, Muslims live. So if even it's a Hindu Rashtra, that doesn't mean persecution of Muslims. That doesn't mean Muslims will not have voting rights. That doesn't mean Muslims will be, or any other religion will be treated as a second-class citizen. Where have we drawn these inferences? The point I want to draw home is, where have we drawn these inferences? Hindu Rajya means by Hindu ko, baki sab bahar. It is nothing like that. And Ramarajya means good governance. Ramarajya means governance as per dharma, which is even happening today, where everybody is treated equally. This is Ramarajya. This is what Ramarajya means. So, getting the notions out of it, oh, Hindu Rashtra means this, Hindu Rashtra means this. For example, Nepal is a Hindu kingdom. So aren't Muslims living in Nepal? Aren't Christians living in Nepal? Yes, they are. So where is this whole idea of, being orchestrated? Where is this whole thing being created? And there are 3 points which I agree with the Dharam Sons. The first point is Hindu temples, which Rahul and Kolsa and Mehtaji will also agree. Hindu temples are under the government. Why Islamic churches, why churches and mosques are not under the government? Why should temple savings or the money go to the government? Why, mosques and Christians should not pay to the government? Either have all, either have none. That's the point. Now you have one Hindu sage who might utter a word. Tomorrow you will arrest him and put him behind the bar. Okay, law of the land. But you have this Maulana Bijnor who is, literally spelling venom. You have Owaisi, you have his brother threatening the Hindus. What happens to him? Why there are 2 different kind of laws for one community and for another community? These are also the things which need to be addressed, because if these things are addressed, then the space for people to hijack the agenda or to run their own agenda will not be there, because we are creating that space. Why Hindu temples only, sir? Why should Hindu temples pay to the government coffers? I'll give you an example. Mata Vaishnav Devi Shrine has been the highest revenue contributor to the state of J&K. When the money used to go from here, thousands of dollars of billions of dollars of aid, 92% Kashmir, 8% Jammu, 2% Ladakh. That was how the money was spent. And the state government used to run its coffers, or used to run its money from Mata Vaishnav Devi Shrine. And they have taken billions of dollars of loan from Mata Vaishnav Devi Shrine. It has not been returned. These are some groundbreaking facts which are also important. If you addressed Yatanand Gari or a Rizvi, or what we call him Tyagi, now what about that Maulana? Why is Maulana exception? Why is Owaisi and his brother exception? Then the law should equally handle all. The problem is that we have to handle all equally, and we have to get this feeling go that Hindu Rashtra is something of Hindu supremacy. It's not that. It cannot be like that, because we don't need that. If we are separate for, if we are separate,
but the worry also, Sumit, is that despite the,
how much space do we leave for such people to come and dominate? If we close those wedges, if we close those gaps, if we fundamentally set the house in order, there'll be no space for them to dominate. As I said, that if you're 24,000 old civilization, we don't need anybody to endorse us. We have sustained because we are good. We have adapted, we have evolved, and still we are now adapting. So we have for people like Dr. APJ Abul Kalam. We have great respect for a lot of Muslims. I have Muslim friends. So the Hindu Rashtra doesn't mean that Muslims and Christians and any other religion is out. It is an inclusive concept. Yes, the country is in the Hindu Rashtra, but the constitution as on date is secular. And remember, it was at 75, in the year 1975, when secular and socialist were inserted by a backdoor route. It was not approved by the parliament. A backdoor way or a route was used to insert this. So let's have uniformity for all. Uniformity for all will stop the space for these people to dominate the agendas.
Alok Mehta, come in here. Alok Mehta.
The point I was trying to make since the very beginning, if you are 24,000-year-old, so the people who are trying to, color it or whatever, now when they were not born, we are there for so many thousands of years. We don't need anybody's endorsement to be what we are. We are what we are, and the world has recognized and acknowledged that. I mean, that's where it ends the debate.